enough to knock me out.
Hey guys, Fusebox back on Raid Shadow Legends. So, Opardin Clanfather, what do we get with this guy? We're going to try him out, just see what he can do. And this kind of will be a live proper test. I know he's great for progression. I've used him already a little bit. A1, it can decrease some turn meter. Has a chance of filling his turn meter. So that's pretty solid. It's the only reason to put accuracy on him. I'll put it on just so we can watch it work. It is useful, but it's not that big of a deal. Then we've got attacks all enemies. It heals all allies by 10% of his health, and heals all allies under continuous heal by 15% instead, which actually is a huge heal. We'll show a little bit of that. But this is actually pretty cool. It removes all block debuffs, all heal reductions. It places 2 continuous heals on, and then it cleanses 1 random debuff also off of all the heroes on the team. This is tailor-made for Ice Golem. The ads like to put heal reduction on you. It does help out on the Hydra boss, and it definitely is tailor-made for the Frost Spider, which is not up right now, but in Doom Tower it's super great. And then I like this. I really like this. Each time a continuous heal buff heals an ally, it fills their turn meter by 5%. So if he puts up 2, that means you're getting 10% every time somebody takes a move. They're getting a 10% boost to their turn meter. That's solid. If you bring along, say, Bad El Khazar, that's happening with 4 continuous heals. That means they're getting a 20% boost every time they take a turn, and they're getting healed. So I like all this. He does have an AoE. I put him in a toxic set, but most important thing is give him high HP. He's based on HP. We'll look at his damage. It's not amazing, but we're going to go ahead and give him crit rate. Not really too much crit damage, but crit rate, pretty high HP. His defense is a little low, but he heals so much, that's fine. And this kind of just happened to be landing okay, so I went ahead and put an accuracy banner on him. That way we can see him doing turn meter depletion. Now, masteries, I played around with some defensive tree. Really, in the end, I'm taking War Master. You'll see some of the places I use him. So I'm gonna just straight into War Master. And then I do like increasing his heals and his HP. And then this is great. He's all about speeding people up. This could speed him up when his buffs are actually wearing off. His continuous heals all the time. Cycle of Magic, just to get back around to his moves. And that's about it. Pretty straightforward build. Pretty straightforward kit. But let's put it to the test. So I can't show you, but I can show you the results. I threw him in an auto team. I'm just throwing auto teams together on Hydra Boss. And he actually did on which one? Here he is. He did good. He did good. He brought me almost 1.2 million damage. His heals were as high as Cardiel, which is pretty amazing. He out-healed Rector Drath. He out-healed Brogni, but together, combined. He did a great job. Absolutely speeds your team up. Really, really good on the Hydra Boss. Cleanses anytime you do take a no heal debuff. It helps out. It helps out a lot. That was just a auto team. No trying to get extra damage or anything. Just threw it in, and he did well. So he did that, by the way, without War Master or a toxic set. Just so you know, I think I was playing around in a stun set at the time, and he didn't have War Master. He was in the defense tree. So he clearly would have done a little bit more of everything if he had War Master and a toxic set. So he did great there, like really great. Trust me. We will check out some clan boss action because I want to do a test on how much he speeds up our team. But let's just throw him into, if you're progressing, this guy's great. He's absolutely great. If we want to do just any of these dungeons, not going to be like a crazy fast team, but we don't have to make it slow either. Let me bring some damage. Of course, I've been running it with all kinds of teams, free to play and interesting characters, but let me put together just a solid team that can get some work done, and we'll see what he does for it. All right, let's bring Hakatoon and Ninja. Pretty much everybody has them. Whoever your poisoner is, I want to bring, I'm not going to bring Bad El. Everybody's going to say, you got whoever you got, but I do want to bring somebody with a continuous heal. There's just a single one here, but bringing your Algrim will show, it'll bring some poisons. It'll speed up our team with Opardin helping that out, as well as Hakatoon. And then we're going to bring in, High Shield. Sigmund. I couldn't remember his name. These heroes we've been getting are so much better than people give them credit for. So we're going to go ahead and bring him into, if I had him built out, I'd be bringing, what was that? Tartura? Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing here. But let's kind of watch what he's doing. We'll slow it down for a minute because it is pretty tremendous. So what we're looking for is getting continuous heals up. There's one already. So you see that boost turn meter? Every time somebody takes a turn, boost turn meter pops up. That is them getting a 5% increase. And then we're going to, in just a second, we're going to have 2 continuous heals placed by Opardin. Let's speed it up so everything gets back around to it. And when that happens, they'll be getting 10% every time they take a turn. Again, we could have brought, he's doing some pretty decent damage. He's not a damage dealer. We just put him with crit rate gloves, and I did put a crit damage necklace on him, and that is it. Nothing else. Just high HP. But every time we take a turn, we're boosting turn meter here. As well as we have a speed aura, and we have High Katoon boosting our turn meter herself. Something I just noticed. If continuous heal is up before Opardin, does he use his continuous heal? Because I haven't seen him use it. And in most cases, he has been using it. So that was an A1. We need to pay attention to this because this is something I haven't noticed. He used an A1, tearing down turn meter just enough to help every time he uses it, which is okay. But I haven't seen him. He used his A2, his AoE attack. Toxic set spreads some poisons, but I'm not seeing him put up his continuous heal. There are no continuous heals up, and now he did. You might want to pay attention to that. He didn't put it up. Now we're boosting turn meter by 10% a turn, and when your Algrim goes, that'll be 15% a turn. Plus, we're getting a ton of heals out of this, and when he does that one amazing heal, it's even bigger. So look, we're getting 15% turn boost. I mean, the enemies just aren't taking turns. I don't think we have anybody stunning them. We don't have hardly any control. It's super smooth and easy. So between his toxic set and your Algrim and our ability to speed up and his big heal, we're really just looking at how well he heals. And I do want to pay attention to the continuous heal buff. Now we have continuous heal buff up. Right there, I believe it should have been up, and he didn't use it. But once they wear off, he'll put it back up, which means we're constantly getting heals. Let's see. You might have to have him prioritize it. He used his A2, which did heal us, but didn't give us our continuous heals. Now here, he should use it. Okay, so we're still getting use out of it. But you see, I mean, this is over. He's supplementing the poisons from your Algrim. We're speeding up so much the dragon is barely getting a turn. Pretty simple, cut and dry. This works all the way through 25. I've done it. I just didn't want to sit through a 20-minute fight, like a 5 or 6 minute fight with a weaker team. I've been running really weak teams. He does all this really well. So on the Eternal Dragon, on the final boss on hard mode, I actually found that I like Brogna here, and I still think he's better. But Opardin did really good here. He just kept my team moving faster and brought just enough damage to help kill the ads while I'm doing counterattacks on the boss. It worked out pretty good. Let me skip to the boss and kind of show you how that works. Okay, a bunch of A1s. Everything's off cooldown. The way I take on this boss, you can go with high resistance, whatever. I basically speed up my team. I don't even worry about block debuffs, though I have it on this team. I start out going for all out damage. I bring Ninja, even though he ends up typically dying. He does enough damage before he dies. You see that damage, it's worth it. But counterattacks is it's my favorite thing to bring on this boss. And now Opardin can keep healing me while speeding me up. Because you do want to keep moving pretty quick on this boss. So counterattacks do all of this for me. I attack the boss every time he gets a move. I focus on the ads. So go after the blue ad when he pops up, because as soon as he's dead, your abilities come off of cooldown. So it's absolutely crucial that you get your abilities back as fast as possible. Meanwhile, again, counterattacks are taking care of the boss. I'm not worried about him. Sorry, I'm on call. My phones are going off. So hopefully we can kill this boss. We didn't break defense. That's unfortunate. But we did kill. Okay, we killed the ad. Everything's reset. So we're still going to focus. I've got to check my phone. Hang on. Sorry, the phone. So our abilities are reset. We're still going to focus on the ads because we will get the ability to reset our counterattack. So we're going to keep killing the boss with that. Hopefully Ninja will spread some hits around. Nice. And counterattacks are back up. So again, we're not worried about the dragon. He's going to take hits. I'm not worried about blocking the debuffs. People will tell you can't beat it without that. You can't beat it without resistance, whatever. A good counterattack champion. Valkyrie's probably my favorite, though Martyr would be great. And so would Skull Crusher. He does make himself unkillable with allied protection. But we've already got the ads dead. Now we're back to focusing on the dragon. War Master is important here, but this means I don't have to rebuild my heroes. That's why I love counterattack champions for Iragoth, the Eternal Dragon. But Opardin fits in great here. He keeps the continuous heals up, so I'm moving faster, getting to all my turns as fast as possible. We might even get the occasional... We're going to go ahead and keep the continuous heals up, though. We still have a couple of counterattacks up. And if he brings up the ads... and we're close, we're just going to try to burn the boss. Even if Ninja ends up dead, I know he's squishy here, and the shields aren't up, so he's dead. And now we're just going to burn the boss, though. That's really all we're worried about, is burning this boss down. We can get a big heal from Opardin if we need to. Oh, no, he's not on cooldown right now. He's boosting turn meter still, and we healed up enough. Now here's where we have to make a decision. Do we go... for the boss? Do we just burn the boss down? We'll see how it works out real quick. You could play it safe and go back through the same rotation if you wanted. Kill the blue ad. We could even go ahead and put up block debuffs right now and revive on death, but we're just going to go for the kill. I don't want to be here too long. We will go ahead and use our abilities as they come up, though, because he's going to do that and, make it all our cooldowns go again. But counterattacks do most of the work, and then you just finish it off with War Master procs and hits. That should do it right here. Oh, no. It's going to take another one. We just can't get lucky. There we go. Anyway, Opardin fits right in there. Brogni makes that clean. Ninja probably wouldn't die with Brogni in there, so we would have just finished it a little faster. And without the phone call, that was probably a 4-minute fight, maybe less. But Opardin's great. So here's what we're going to do. An experiment. What people want to know, how is he on Clan Boss? Well, not only are we going to find out how he is on Clan Boss, but I want to see how much his turn meter boost actually gives us on the Clan Boss. So it doesn't matter which one. No one's picking on Brutal. We may try Brutal real quick. I want to see how many extra turns we get with him. So we're going to run 10 or 15 rounds without him, and then 10 or 15 rounds with him, and see how many more hits we get, how much more survivability we get. And it's not going to be a speed tune team. You can actually speed tune him because you can actually count on the 10% boost that you get from continuous heals and put it in the calculator and figure it out. But a lot of times, if you're progressing, you're just going as fast as you can with as much heals as you can. So I'm going to throw something together real quick. Okay. If you're pretty early in the game, I'm going to bring Grush for the leech. I'm not putting everybody in life still. But he brings continuous heals as well, so that'll speed us up more. We'll try it with Opardin and then without Opardin. We've got Frozen Banshee for poisons. We've got Apothecary would be your normal go-to to speed up. So we may try this with Apothecary, without Apothecary, with Opardin, without Opardin. Anyways, let's just put it on auto and run like 15 rounds, 20 rounds, and just see what it looks like.
Is a pack
let's take away the continuous heals and the ability for continuous heals to speed us up. We still have some from Grush, and we'll just bring in somebody. Let's say we're going to bring in more damage, more poisons, because we're getting poisons off of him as well. Real quick, on auto, again, not speed tuned. And let's see the difference in turn count, the difference in survivability. Okay, we started losing people on round 20. Our damage is lower, but that's because we're not getting as many turns. So if we tanked up that first team so it could survive more rounds, we would get more turns in those rounds. I mean, he's definitely solid. Now, for fun, let's just back out of here and throw in a ton of continuous heals and poisons to see how many turns we can get. All right, just for fun, we're going to have continuous heals from everybody on this team except for Brogni. Brogni's here to make sure that we actually can sustain the hit and then heal up. But it's not speed tuned. I imagine this team's going to start moving pretty quickly. Once we start getting extra turns and getting more continuous heals up, it should be gross. So let's just have some fun and see what we can get out of all these continuous heals.
Knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of the thorns. You got a glimpse, and you can't resist. Luring you in closer. Guess I got. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. Got so much I need to cover.
Okay, it's just so many turns that without break defense or weaken, it's actually keeping up with the first team we tried. Just out of sheer poisons and a ton of turns. So I mean, you could definitely use him or plan a real team around him. Maybe even speed tune it if you keep up with the continuous heals that you're putting up, how long they're up. But look at all the boost turn meters we're getting. It's gross. People should start dying at some point. But every now and then we're moving so fast, we're getting the shield up and extending it in one turn, which we're about to do here. It's pretty disgusting. Yeah, just so many more extra turns. He's a solid champ. So I'm going to back out of here so I can do some real damage to this boss for everybody. But I think Opardin Clanfather is a great hero. I know he's super great. If you're early game, his cooldowns are pretty solid without books. The books just make that even more effective, which is great. Let me back out of here and let's look at him one more time. So the goat-headed barbarian, not the horrible champion that he was made out to be. He's definitely solid. He's for progression, he's ridiculously good, and you can. We just beat the final stage of Doom Tower with him. Yeah, we had other good champions, but he was a part of that team. And I'm sure I could play with a million. All these champions are great. Man, I've already used Sigmund on some of the final bosses. I got to build up Tartura. I haven't built him up yet. I have so many champions to work on. But Opardin's great. And I think it was Ray on YouTube mentioning, I missed Opardin on my giveaway account. But I wish I had him because it does sound so fun using Grunch Killjoy to turn all debuffs into continuous heals, and then you could use Opardin Clanfather to speed your team up even more with those continuous heals. Of course, he heals for more against all your allies that have it. And then I think he was even talking about using Gerptuck to put up poisons on your team, and then you use Grunch Killjoy to turn those into continuous heals, and then Opardin's there to speed up your team. That would be absolutely fun to play with. Those I don't have those heroes built on this account. I have them on another account that I didn't get Opardin on. It's the way it goes, right? Anyways, thanks for sitting through it. If you got Opardin, that's what you get out of him. If you feel like you don't need him, at least now you know where you're sitting, how he looks. Maybe this will help you decide, do you want to build him up? Thanks for sitting through it. And until next time, enjoy the grind.